Hi everyone, I hope you all are enjoying this course. In this video, we are going to learn very important topic. Promise this is the most important topic of the whole German grammar, okay? And of course, it's nothing but articles. So today in this video, I'm going to share with you the personal pronouns and the articles. I hope you all are excited. So let's begin it. I'm going to share my screen. Now, as I've mentioned that today's topic is personal pronoun in nominative. In some time you will understand what is nominative, but for now let's see what are personal pronouns, okay? So when you talk about I, guys, I in German is nothing but ich. Okay? It's ich. So what is I? I is ich. What is we? We is wir. Then you have do, which is you informal, okay? Which is you informal when you use you for your friends or family or the person with whom you are informal, you will use do, okay? For example, if you want to say somebody you're beautiful, so you will say do if you're informal with that person, okay? If you are saying to more than two people and if you're informal with them, then it's ear means you all but informal, okay? It's similar to tum sab in Hindi, and do is like tu or tum, okay? Then we have z, which is you formal. Then we have z, which is you all formal. Then we have er, which is he, s, which is it, and z, which is she, and then we have z, which is they, okay? Now, if you look into this, how many z are there? 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4z, right? Now, how to understand, how to distinguish between these z? Okay. So when you talk about she and they, for them, the S, okay, the S is capital only at the start of the sentence, okay? So maybe I will write down here that for she and they, like which is Z, S is capital only at the start of the sentence, okay? Nowhere else. Example, if I'm writing heute, essen Sie eine Pizza. So here you can see the S is a small, right? And the position of Z is third position. So if S is small at any other place other than the first place, then this is she or they. Like there's a difference between she and they. Like you can still distinguish them if it's she or if it's they, but that we will learn later on in the upcoming videos in our course. But for now, you just remember that whenever we talk about she and they, the S is capital only at the start of the sentence, okay? But if you talk about you and you all formal, in that case, the S is capital always in the sentence, okay? The S is capital always in the sentence. Okay? Example, heute essen Sie eine Pizza. Now here we can see that S is capital even though it is at the third place in the sentence. That means it cannot be she and they. It is you or you all. Okay? So when we have 4Z, then for she and for they, the S is capital only at the start of the sentence. But for you and you all, the S is always capital in the sentence, no matter where it is present. Okay? So this is basic. So ish means I, wir means we, do is you informal, ear is you all informal, Z is you formal, Z is you all formal. Then we have er, which is he, S which is it, Z which is she, and then we have Z which is they. Okay. So these are personal pronouns which we are going to use later on to make sentences. Okay. Now the important and the hot topic for today is articles. Okay. So now in English, how many articles are there, guys? So in English, we have a, we have n, and we have the, right? So these are the three articles that we have in English, correct? But in German, there is no n. So we don't have this article n in German. We just have a and we have the. Okay. So this complete row which you are seeing here, There, does, d. Okay, this complete row which you are seeing here, maybe I'll mark it as blue. Okay, and this complete row and this complete row. Okay, so this complete row that you are seeing here, they all means nothing but the. Okay, they all means the. So how many the we have? We have 4, we have 8, and we have 12. We have 12 the in German. Okay, and when we talk about the line which is like this, einer, einer, einer. Okay, this complete line means, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. We have 9 what? So we have 12 the and we have 9 right? Now, what are this M, N, F, and PL? So M means masculine, N means neutral, F means feminine, and PL means plural. Okay. So now you tell me why we have a blank here. Why we don't have any word or anything here? Why? Because ein means something which is one. Means something which is single. It cannot have plural, right? That is why we do not have any plural here. Now, when you see for this keiner, this is nothing but not a. For example, this is not a friend. Okay, so das ist kein Freund. Kein means not a. Keinen, keiner, keinen plus n. Okay, they all means not a. Okay, it is used for negation. It is used in a sentence as a negation. Now, you can see something which is written here as nominative. Okay, nominative, accusative, and dative. These are 3 cases in German and are really important. Okay, so when we talk about nominative means subject. Okay, example, if I'm writing the lady is pretty. Okay, the lady is pretty. Now, in this sentence, what is the lady? The lady is nothing but, what is the lady? The lady is nothing but the subject. Okay, so lady is a subject. Now there is the, right? So if it is a subject, that means it's a nominative. It's a nominative case. Okay, so this the which is present here, I have to pick from not here, not from here. I don't have to pick from here or here. I can pick from the first row. Why? Because this lady is a subject which is nominative. That means the which is used with lady has to be picked from this row. Now, what is the gender of lady? That is feminine, I know. But to cross check again, because the genders in German are so weird. Like, for example, the girl, right? Girl, we think that it's a feminine, of course, but in German, it's neutral. So, to confirm that, what can you do is you go to leo.org. Okay, so this is a dictionary, guys. Leo.org, it's also an app you can download in your phone, or you can also search on the web. So now when I'm writing here lady, okay, what came here? There are so many words that came for it. We can take any one. If I'm taking the first one, D Dama, it is written as D, right? So in our chart, where is D written? D is written here. Okay, that means we have the word D Dama. We have this word D Dama. Okay, this word is for what? Lady. So basically now we know that it's Dama is the word and D is nothing but the lady. Okay, so that means I have to write here D Dama is hübsch. Pretty is hübsch. Okay, but the important part is that where did I pick this D from? I have picked this D from the nominative row. Okay, because lady was a subject. I hope that's clear to everybody. Now let's move on to the next, which is accusative. So when we talk about accusative, okay, in that case it is always a direct object. Okay, accusative is nothing but a direct object. Example, I like the lady. Okay, now in this sentence, what is I? I am the doer. I am liking somebody. So I am the subject. Okay. I am the subject. Now, what is lady? So, in any sentence, we have only one subject and the rest part is an object, right? So, lady is your direct object. Okay. It's your direct object. In layman terms, okay, now I will explain what is a direct object. So direct object in layman terms is when you have a single object. Okay, that single object is basically your direct object. A direct object means it's your accusative. That means the the you have to pick up from not here, not here, because it's a direct object. That means it's an accusative. That means you have to pick from this row, right? Now, we will see in the dictionary. So, when we have searched in the dictionary, what was the word for lady? D dama. Okay. Now, very, very important thing. Whatever we search into this dictionary, it will always appear in the form of nominative, in the form of subject, because this is not a sentence. So, there is no object, right? So, this word here, it is a subject. So, it is showing me D dama. Subject means nominative. So when I go here, when I go here in this line, which is subject, where is D written here? D is returned here. That means from the dictionary, if it's a subject, I got to know the article for it, okay, which is D. But this D is showing me that my Dharma is nothing but feminine. Okay, but I don't have to pick this D. Why? Because my noun in the sentence is not nominative, it is accusative. That is why I will come in the same column and I have to pick this one. Okay, so it will be, answer will be ish mark D dama. D dama. Okay, now if you see, guys, if you see this and this too, what is the difference between them? The difference is only about the first column. The rest, these three are the same entries. Okay, so if you remember one, you can remember the other as well easily. Now, if I'm writing this sentence as a small d, this sentence is wrong. Okay, why? Why this sentence is wrong? It is grammatically wrong because all the nouns, okay, the lady is a noun, so all the nouns in German should always be written in capital. That means this D should be written always in capital because it's a noun. Now, if you don't know what is a noun, so in layman terms, if anything that has an article with it, so lady has an article with it, right? That means lady is a noun. So that means lady D should be written in capital. Okay, so that is about nominative and accusative. Now let's talk about what is dative, which is an indirect object. Okay, I'll give you an example to explain it better. So if I'm writing I buy a pizza, I buy the brother a pizza, right? So I buy the brother a pizza. Who is doing an action? I am doing, I am buying. That means I is a subject. What is buy? Buy is nothing but it's a verb. Now we have two objects. One is brother and one is pizza. So when we have two objects, guys, in that case, how to understand what is a direct object and what is indirect object? Okay. So I have written here something. When we have only one object, then that is a direct object. So here we had only one object in this example, the lady, and it was a direct object. But now, when we have two objects, like we have brother and we have pizza, we have two objects. Then the object without which we can't complete the sentence, that object is the main object. Okay, example. If I'm saying I buy the brother, what do you buy the brother? Do you buy a dress for the brother? You buy a food for the brother? What? So this I buy for the brother, it's not a complete sentence, right? That means without pizza, your sentence is not completed. That means your pizza is a direct object, which is a accusative object. Okay. And the another one who is the receiver, like your brother, he will be a indirect object. Okay. Because you can say, I buy a pizza. I buy a pizza is a complete sentence. That means without brother, you can still complete your sentence. That means your brother is not your main object. That is indirectly receiving the pizza, right? So that is indirect object. That means direct. That means dative. So your brother is an indirect object which is dative, and your pizza is a direct object which is accusative. Okay. So when you have two objects, then the object without which you can't complete the sentence, that object is your main object, is your dative object. That object is your main object, that is your direct object. Direct object means your accusative object. Okay. And the next object with which you can complete a sentence. Okay. And your second object without which you can complete a sentence. For example, in this case, I buy a pizza. That's a complete sentence. So without brother, we can complete our sentence. So our brother is an indirect object. That means it's a dative. Okay. So that's a one way of knowing. Same is when we have two objects, then the person or the receiver is indirect object, and the thing which is like a pizza is your direct object. This is like in layman terms how to understand. Okay. So I is ish, by is kaufa. Now this the in the brother, this the, where should I pick this the from? I should pick this the from this row. Why from this row? Because I know that brother is a dative object, right? Now I need to see the gender of the brother. So I will go here and write brother. So what came here, I have explained you before, whatever comes here, it is always in the form of nominative. So it came here, der Bruder. So I have to see in nominative. If I see in nominative, der, it is written here. That means I got to know from here that my brother, like Bruder, is is a masculine, right? That means I have to go into the same column in dative and I have to write this dem. So I will write here, ich kaufe dem Bruder. Now this pizza, this I have to pick from accusative. I have to pick from this line, right? Now we don't know the gender of pizza. So what we will do is we will go here and it will be D pizza. D means it's a feminine. D means it's a feminine. So here I will use eine. Eine pizza, right? Now, so ich kaufe dem Bruder eine Pizza. What is the form or what is the structure of this sentence? Can we say the structure of this sentence is NDA? N means first we have written nominative, which is a subject. Then we have written dative and then we have written accusative. Okay. NDA is the structure of the sentence. Okay. Now, but in English, I normally say I buy a pizza for the brother, right? So if you see in this sentence, I have used what additional? I have used additional preposition. So this sentence and this sentence are equally same, but I have an additional preposition here. Okay. And this preposition for is für in German. Für. Okay. And it is very strange, but it is the fact that in German, the prepositions also have nature. Okay. That means this für is an accusative in nature. So you don't have to remember everything now. Just remember only for, that for is an accusative preposition. Okay. What does that mean? That means whatever comes after this preposition, that will be converted to accusative. Okay. So my brother was a dative here. Brother was a dative here, right? But because of for, since it's an accusative preposition, my brother will convert from dative to accusative. So the pizza was a accusative object. So pizza will not change. It will still be accusative object. Why? Because we don't have any preposition before it. But for brother, it will change from dative to accusative. Why? Because we have this preposition for, which is accusative in nature. Okay. So just remember some of the prepositions like für, which is for. Okay. It is accusative in nature. And then we have some prepositions like mit, which means with. And we have zu, which means to. Okay, these are the prepositions which are dative. We will learn more prepositions as we move on in the course, but for now, as of like what level you have, just remember that für is a accusative preposition, mit and so is a dative preposition. Okay, so now if I have to write this sentence, I will write like ich kaufe. Eine Pizza will remain same, no change. Für. Now instead of dem Bruder, it will change to accusative masculine, which is den Bruder. Okay, so it will be den Bruder. Okay, so what all we learned so far, we have learned three cases. One is nominative, accusative, and dative. Nominative is talking about always subject. Accusative means a direct object. When we have a single object in the sentence, that's a direct object. Okay. Then we have indirect object, which is dative. So when we have two objects, so when we have two objects, in that case, the object without which we cannot complete the sentence, that object is always your accusative, your main object. And the other object without which you can complete your sentence, that is your indirect object. Okay, that is your dative. So this is what we have learned so far. Now, if you see here, we have something called as plus n, right? What is this plus n and how to use this? I'm going to explain that as well. So maybe let me highlight this so that it will be more clear for everyone. Okay. So that it will be more clear, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So these are all the examples that we have done. Now I have to give you an example for this den plus n, right? So we have I buy a pizza. I buy the children a pizza, right? So again, in this sentence, what is I? I am the doer, so I am the subject, right? I am the subject. What is buy? Buy is your verb. What is children? Children and pizza. There are two objects. So I buy the children. What do you buy? It's not a complete sentence. That means without pizza, you can't make the complete sentence. So pizza is your direct object, which means accusative. And children is your indirect object, which is your dative object, right? So children, guys, is plural. Child is one and children is plural, correct? So now I will make the sentence ich kaufe. Now, if it's a plural dative, then it will be den plus n, right? So I will write den. For children, what is the word? We can search here. See, if I search, it came as PL, which is D kinder. Kinder is the word, right? Kinder. So I will write den kinder and I will use this extra N here. So it will become kindern. Okay, I will use that extra N with the spelling, with the noun. Den kindern eine Pizza. Okay, so this plus N is nothing, but we have to add this plus N with the noun. So this is a little description of personal pronouns and articles. I hope this video was clear. We have still a second part of the same content. I hope it will get more better and will give you also some examples. So this is very simple. You just have to understand it more like mathematics, like a logics, and try to practice as much as you can. See you in the next one. Bye.